CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you are with us on this Tuesday, October 14th. One person was killed in a crash near Parry Sound late last night. Provincial police say the single vehicle collision happened at 11 p.m. in Carling Township. The cause of the crash is unknown. A shelter-in-place remains in effect on Brunswick House First Nation near Chapleau following a shooting over the weekend. Anishinaabe police were called to a home Sunday afternoon and found an injured male. Right now, police say they are searching for a male suspect. Motorists traveling near the First Nation and Chapleau area are advised to remain vigilant and avoid unnecessary stops. Moving now to the weather, we're coming off a beautiful long weekend. So, will the sunshine continue? For those details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Oh yes, you've got 2 more days, Tony. Count them, 2 days before the rain hits northeastern Ontario. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. Looking good for tomorrow. And of course, and on Thursday, but then a wet start to the weekend come Friday, continuing into Saturday and Sunday. We'll take a look at that and more. 5-day outlook. And of course, people just raving about the weather for the weekend. Great Thanksgiving weather. We'll have some details coming up on the 5-day just minutes away. Tony?
Thanks so much for that, Rick. A Timmins woman is sharing her story about how she was scammed out of $10,000 this summer because she thought the caller was from her bank. Efforts to get her money back have so far come up short, but a Quebec woman now faces charges and there is a warrant out for her arrest. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more.
In June, Jessica Fraser got a call from someone claiming to be a TD Bank employee. He told her her account had been compromised and she needed to safeguard her money and e-transfer it to another account.
They were going to freeze my account and I needed to take the funds out of my account or they would be frozen. I was going on a planned vacation the next day and I went immediately into a panic.
The caller guided Fraser on how to go about transferring her money by logging into her mobile banking app and sending herself $3,000 through a phone link. She says she was then transferred to a TD Easy Line employee to increase her e-transfer limit.
I've gotten a written copy of that where I clearly identified fraud, and the agent proceeded with the call per normal, increasing my limits and doing everything, so further making me think I was talking to the bank.
During that conversation, the call got disconnected.
And the fraudster came back on, and I remember saying to the fraudster, you cut him off. And one of the statements TD has, and I have it recorded, is they will make every effort to call back their customers. Nobody called me back. And the statement that was given to me by the fraud department was, we don't call back customers that drop calls and hang up on us. How do you know that the call dropped? I didn't hang up. And why was my limit still increased after the call disconnected?
Fraser lost a total of $10,000 and says TD Bank has been of no help.
I think they've failed in doing their due diligence for me as their customer and protecting me. I'm at fault as well. I'm partially liable. I made a poor decision in a heat of a moment in a call that I should have recognized some things. But ultimately, I spoke to a bank employee and said there's fraud.
In an email to CTV News, a TD Bank official says, while we are unable to share specific details regarding individual investigations due to privacy obligations, I can confirm this case was reviewed thoroughly via appropriate internal channels at the bank, and the matter was assessed objectively and in accordance with our policies and procedures. Fraser says she immediately reported the crime to the Timmins Police Service. Timmins police would not provide an interview to CTV News, but says a 54-year-old woman from Montreal has been charged with fraud over $5,000 and possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000, and says there's a warrant out for her arrest. The Ombudsman for Banking Services and Investments is now reviewing Fraser's case and says it could recommend that TD Bank compensate Fraser for her loss, but it's ultimately up to the bank. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
It was a busy weekend for provincial police in the North Bay area. Throughout the long weekend, officers were targeting speeding, impaired or distracted drivers and those not wearing a seatbelt. And it was the amount of stunt driving that shocked police. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
Over the long weekend, OPP across the province charged 137 drivers for stunt driving. 8 of those incidents took place in the North Bay area. leaving police concerned.
Stunt driving is one of the most dangerous and reckless behaviors on our roads today.
Stunt driving is defined as going at least 40 kilometers over the speed limit on roads with a limit less than 80 kilometers an hour, or going over by 50 kilometers or more when the limit is above 80. But it's not just speeding that can land you a stunt driving charge.
Other components of stunt driving is aggressive lane changings, losing traction of the wheel, which is also known as burnouts or donuts, having someone in the trunk, and one of the last ones is racing the green light, where you're trying to turn left on a green light and you're racing oncoming traffic.
According to annual Ontario driver statistics, the number of license suspensions for stunt driving increased by 130% between 2013 and 2019. Under Ontario's Highway Traffic Act, stunt driving results in the vehicle being impounded for 2 weeks, a 30-day license suspension, fines of up to $10,000, 6 demerit points, and possible 6 months of jail time. It's not just that. Insurance on vehicles will dramatically spike.
You will quite likely find yourself as a high-risk driver. And that means the premiums that you're paying now could very easily double, or in some cases triple. Those premium increases will continue for 3 years.
Follow the rules of the road, follow the speed limits.
The police's message is really simple. Drive smart, drive safe, and make it to your destination. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Timmins transit workers voted to accept a contract over the weekend, potentially ending the strike that began last month. The labor dispute started when 39 full and part-time employees walked off the job last month. Members of CUPE Local 1544 said they were striking in support of service workers who were not offered the same deal. The city said its offer included a 4.5% raise for drivers and 8% for mechanics. City Council in Timmins is expected to vote at its meeting tomorrow on whether to accept the contract. If it's approved, a plan to resume transit services would follow. New data released today from the Canadian Medical Association shows that physicians are still struggling with high rates of burnout and depression 5 years after the onset of the pandemic. However, results also show more doctors are likely to seek wellness support and embrace other solutions. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Releasing data from its 2025 National Physician Health Survey, the CMA says 46% of physicians report high levels of burnout, down from 2021 at 53%, and still significantly above 2017 levels at 30%.
We know that there's a shortage in access to care. So that means that us that are remaining in the system have an inordinate amount of work and patients to manage. Another important part is administrative burden. So doctors are spending a whole lot of time not actually doing what we came into this to do, which is to manage patients face to face. We're spending up to 10 or 11 hours every single week just on writing notes and other administrative tasks. And this is higher among family physicians.
The data also underscores solutions to improve physician wellness. For example, 59% of respondents who use it say AI decreased their time spent on administrative tasks.
I think there are many ways to address this. So one would just be a very solid recruitment and retention effort in terms of having more physicians in the system. But it goes beyond that. It's about doctors really being able to help lead and shape the healthcare system that we work in.
Dr. Michael Green is the president of Nossum University. He says the school is doing everything it can to support student and faculty wellness. But he says a lot of these numbers are due to the circumstances people are working in.
Microaggressions and real aggressions and abuse that some physicians are suffering in emergency rooms and other locations and places of care, which we know also affects other health professionals as well. I think also the moral distress of not being able to help people as quickly as you want, dealing with things like long wait times for specialists or emergency rooms being overcrowded and feeling frustrated with not being able to deliver the care at the level that you'd like.
Encouragingly, 65% of physicians access at least one wellness support, up from 54% in 2021. The survey included responses from over 3,300 practicing physicians, medical residents, and fellows surveyed between March and April of this year. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
All right, it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. But first, let's head to the Fire Tower Lookout in Elliott Lake. This shot is courtesy of that city. It's 14 Celsius, and we are back in just a few minutes.
Tonight, beer from Canada filled with methamphetamine.
It was very confined. I could barely walk around.
An innocent young man dead.
He was screaming out, "I'm dying, I want mom. I'm dying, I want mom."
W5 investigates a sophisticated Canadian meth pipeline.
Just this tonnage coming away out of Canada.
How criminals here are getting away with it.
He's obviously trying to lose us.
Tonight on CTV National News and CTVNews.ca.
What a great, really a great weekend. The weather was fantastic for raking leaves on Saturday, raking leaves on Sunday, and more of the same yesterday, and that trend will continue for a couple of days. It's busy around this time of the year in the garden and the lawn. Forecast radar pretty clear right now until at least Friday. We've got some clear skies in the forecast tomorrow and for Thursday. Loads of sunshine, a bit cool though, cooling off. And then here's that system that's approaching just behind me. We'll take a look at that and more a little bit later on. 5-day numbers now. Sudbury Nickel Belt. Here we go. Sunshine. I can't make this up. 12 and 14 your daytime highs. Friday, chance of showers 60%. That's a good bet. 40% on Saturday, and showers period on Sunday. 12, 16 and 12 your daytime highs. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, mainly sunny tomorrow. Thursday, sunshine 15. Friday, 60% showers, 70% showers on Saturday. That's an even better bet. And 40% on Sunday. 14, 16 and 12 your daytime highs. So with the good weather comes the rain in a couple of days. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, sunshine for a couple of days at 11 and 12. 60% showers on Friday, Saturday at 40, and showers on Sunday. Your highs 11, 16 and 12. It's pretty consistent right across the Northeast for the forecast. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, mainly sunny tomorrow at 11, 12 on Thursday with the sunshine. After that, it's goodbye sun, and we've got 60% showers on Friday, Saturday at 40, and showers on Sunday, 11, 17, and 13, your expected daytime highs. So big change in the weather forecast with that precipitation. And North Bay, West Nipissing, mainly sunny tomorrow at 11. But take a look at the evening lows dropping down to 1 Wednesday, 1 on Thursday. Friday, chance of showers at 60%, 40% on Saturday and Sunday, more shower activity. Your daytime highs 13, 15, and 13. That's well above normal. So, Tony, we've had a good run. It continues for another couple of days, and then we'll get some rain to dampen things up just in time. But it is, after all, mid-October. It's the kind of weather we're going to get at this time of the year. Back to you.
How true. Thanks so much for that, Rick. Highway 17 roadside attraction near Sault Ste. Marie has recently received a facelift. The Sugo Pogo, similar to its relative in the Okanagan, is a sea creature that has been on display to travelers north of the city for a half-century. As CTV's Corey Nordstrom reports, for much of the year, it had looked like a bite was taken out of the monster.
A landmark outside of the Soo may resemble a creature that died out long before the Ice Age, but a harsh winter almost spelled the end of the Sugo Pogo.
In this area, it's the snow belt, so he had so much snow we couldn't tell where he was, and when the driveway got cleaned, he got damaged.
For at least 50 years, the roadside display has served as a signifier that travelers are nearly in the border city. Annette Kennedy's family has been its owner for almost 4 decades, and she says fixing it up felt like the right thing to do.
It's been here for so long. Years ago, there used to be a rock shop, so it was kind of a side of the road tourist attraction, and it was for the campground also. And I mean, there's been so many people that have grown up out here or have passed by, and when they seen he was damaged, and we were actually talking about maybe tearing him down, people were kind of didn't really want to have that happen.
Thanks to Kennedy's son and grandson, the Sugo Pogo's body is fixed up. It has a a fresh coat of paint, and it's evolved to grow spikes out of its back. She says the reception has been great, and they're back to getting daily visits by both travelers and locals wanting to see the concrete creature.
They park here, they take a picture of him, they have people who stand in front, some families put young kids on their back. Quite a few years ago, it was mid-November, and a fellow stopped by in shorts, cowboy boots, and a hat, put a rope around the neck, and he pretended he was hauling him away. So all kinds of little funny antics that I noticed.
Kennedy adds next year she plans on continuing the improvements of the Sugo Pogo. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Hayden Township.
Chasing his dreams, coming up on CTV News at 5. We'll meet a Sudbury singer who has 2 songs up for awards in Nashville. Sudbury and Timmins saw record home sales last month, according to the Canadian Real Estate Board. In Sudbury, the dollar value of all homes sold was a record $146.8 million, up by 17.8% compared to the same time last year. Meanwhile, Timmins came in at $44.3 million, up around 10%. To read more about this story, head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. A Sudbury country artist is up for 2 Josie Music Awards in Nashville.
Dear alcohol, it's me again.
Chad Rivette is nominated for a Songwriter Achievement Award at the Bel Air Mansion and a Social Impact Award at the Grand Ole Opry for his song Dear Alcohol. Rivette started his musical journey at just 6 years old and put his dreams on hold to care for his mother when she became sick. Now he hosts music writing nights at his home with other local artists, 2 of whom co-wrote one of the nominated songs.
I've been playing anywhere from 5 to 7 shows a week for the last 33 years. And then when my last kid moved out of the nest 2 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to give songwriting a shot. So I gave it a shot, and then I hit 8 #1 songs on radio. And I won 2024 International Entertainer of the Year in Atlanta last year. And then I just took a shot by submitting these, hopefully getting a nomination, and I got a nomination for both awards. So I'm pretty pumped, pretty stoked. My childhood dream definitely coming true.
Cousin Vinny's Restaurant is collaborating with the Sudbury Performance Group to host a benefit to help Rivette get to Nashville for the award ceremonies. The benefit is happening October 26th from 3 p.m. to 7, where audience members will get to see more than 15 local musicians. It's a day after a long weekend, but the segment is uninterrupted. When we return, Take Me Home Tuesday. You're watching First at 5.
We're back with Take Me Home Tuesday. I'm Rick Wyman along with Emma Bailey from the Sudbury SPCA. How was your long weekend?
Oh, it was good. I just got to spend time with family. We did some dog walking, so it was really nice.
And of course, we've come up with Grayson as our special guest tonight, 11 weeks of age.
She's still very small. She has 3 other siblings back at the Animal Center. We have Gigi, Greta, and Gunther. And they're all looking for their forever homes. They're looking for a delayed adoption right now because they're waiting for their spay-neuter dates, and then they'll be ready to go.
Who's responsible for the catchy names?
So we actually, when they came in, they were 13 kittens, mix up of 2 litters that came in. So we had to make sure we would separate them and figure out who was who. So we had 1 litter named after G's and then another litter named after B's. So all of our B names have been adopted, and we just have our 4 G's left that are looking for their forever homes.
And that's why I come to work, to learn these things. So Grayson, what kind of home situation are we looking at right now? Because in some cases, small children may have a tendency to be a little rougher than expected, or do we need someone with older kids, someplace with older kids, or maybe some parents?
Yeah, so the great thing with kittens is they're very adaptable. She's always open to learn. She's very social, so she loves people. Really, any home that can give her that attention. She has lived with her siblings, so maybe a slow introduction to other cats and dogs might be good. Having kids in the home is perfectly fine, just as long as they're aware of how gentle they have to be with the kitten, just being aware that sometimes she's not going to be out open to play, sometimes she's going to want to hide, things like that, and just making sure you have the best care for her.
Okay, you've got a big event coming up. We've got to talk about this. Halloween shoots, always a very popular event at SPCA. What's that all about?
Yeah, so not this weekend, but next, so the 25th at Wren's Pets, we're going to be doing a Halloween photo shoot with Halloween backdrops. We'll have costumes you can try on, and all the proceeds come back to support our animal center. And then on the 26th, we're going to be teaming up with Junction Creek to do a Halloween spooky walk to help learn about our environment and also see some wonderful animals and costumes.
Well done. Thank you for dropping by. And Grayson, what a darling. I'm allergic to cats, kittens, but Grayson loves me, and that's what it's all about. Perhaps Grayson can be in your home as soon as possible. Just make sure that you give Emma a call. We'll have more Take Me Home Tuesday coming up next week.
Our first community close-up takes us to the greater Sudbury community of Ski. Check out this Halloween display. Tricia Brulette sent us these photographs. Her 7-year-old son William started a food drive attached to her Halloween displays. William has already surpassed last year's goal in supporting the Sudbury Food Bank. Well done, William and family. And check out these photographs by Catherine Hansen of Temiskaming Shores. It looks like this turkey escaped the Thanksgiving dinner table. She spotted the bird while driving the back roads to New Liskeard. Thanks so much, Catherine. And we are 17 days away from Halloween, but some are already thinking about Christmas. Do you have a special talent? Can you sing or dance? Auditions for the CTV Lions Children's Christmas Telethon are happening this weekend. They're taking place October 18th and 19th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at our CTV studio. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can always email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally for us tonight, a New Liskeard woman is celebrating a $1 million lottery win. Marcia Jane Desjardins matched all 7 encore numbers in a September 3rd draw. She has been a lottery player for over 30 years and says she was shocked to find out she won after she checked her ticket in the store. Marcia plans to invest her winnings. Congratulations. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.